I'm so tired, please forgive me. And I'm doing further. Just wanted that it holds there. Is it working? Yeah. I know also that my videos are not high level, all others are doing really good videos, and I'm not yet. It gives me too much, it uses too much time, and for my force effort to make really like Hollywood films, like Hollywood movies, I just stay with that what I can do every day or in the same level for a long time till I get maybe help. Now people are writing with me which are famous and which are producers, and maybe I get done suddenly help, because to do all myself is too time consuming, and I just couldn't do it, you know. I had this disease with the scratching out of that caca, and it took days and years, more than 5 years. I would do my daily work, go shopping, go out with the dogs, clean the flat, clean me, and then in the morning after the coffee, after my breakfast, I would scratch out his hair, and sometimes only 1/2 hour, sometimes 1 hour, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, sometimes got evening, and I didn't, even if I wanted, come to get food. But I had always made sure that my dogs had food, so that dry food I would always have in reserve, so they didn't have to starve. But of course they love more when you have good food. But that happens. And now back to that time when my mom really did that. She wanted to let me down. It's clear she wanted even to kill me. In that time also she came in when I was sleeping in my bed, and she tried with a pillow to take my breath away. She came very silent, and that's why I had problems to sleep. I saw shadows. The shadows was she. In the dark, the shadows, it becomes darker, and it comes on you like a stone. And this was nightmares giving me. That was then giving me nightmares, but it was a real happening. She really tried that I could no more breathe. I had to fight for my breath. And maybe this breather is really God, I don't know, or he is really connected with me. Right, today he also uploaded the video and said, I just only need to breathe. I only need to breathe. And maybe someone does, I'm still here, not safe, you know. Maybe someone comes still in and does this with me, maybe with him. I don't know, I just know in the German version, I didn't tell that with the breathing. I forgot that to tell that. I was only there with the caca, but in the same time that was also with the pillow. Now in the English version comes already out another memory, and it's true, a true memory. I know that since long I just forgot to tell it in the German version. And between the German version and now, I saw these videos from the breather who says he has a cyst in his head. Maybe I don't have a cyst. I have this that I still have from that big leaf, hearts here in under the skin. Skin was growing over it and hair. When the hair is growing a little bit, only 2 meters, it would lift it would lift the leaf a little bit, and I would feel that. And under it came sometimes when I tried to stick in with a needle, and then of course when I would wash the hair, then water would go under the leaf in the skin, and that gave like a little balloon. That could be holded for a size, but it's not a size. I don't have cancer. I have a leaf and still maybe leaf and caca under my skin, under my hair, on my head. I could not scratch out all yet. But I had to be very, very slowly, you know. My own body just showed me when and where to scratch and what he gives free. But back to that time, I also got ill. I don't know if from the time, I don't know, I had to go to the hospital at least, I could tell that. I was very ill. I could sleep in the bed of my parents, and I had mumps. I had such a, it was swollen. I mean, I had my brain had an Entzündung. My brain, I had fever, very high fever. My brain was Entzündung. I don't know that word in English. Like getting poisoned. But the skin of the head, of course, it was irritated by that caca on that leaf, and that I didn't wash my hair. I still, when I was ill, didn't wash my hair, and I didn't let them wash my hair also neither. So, because I had so much high fever, over 42 degrees, nearly when you die, that was the moment when you would die. My mom took a taxi and went with me to the hospital, and there I only remember that we came there in the night, and then nuns were holding me, my whole body. 7, 8 nuns. I had to lie on a table, and they were all holding me. And the doctor came with a big injection, with a big needle. And in my memory, it was very big. It was really that big, that sick. And they took from my spine here, on the back here, exactly here, that what is in the bones, what is in the bone here. They took this, and this is very, very painful. And I was seeing the nuns were sitting on me and holding me, and I was seeing that big injection needle, and I was screaming out my fear, like this papagay, like this cockatoo there. What is the name of this bird? I don't. And then I got consciousness in that hospital, yes. And when I made the German version, I left out this part. I did not remember it, but it's true. I did remember it years before. I just did not tell that story every day, you know. So I did not mention it, and now I mention it. And then, you know, when I awaked, I got for my ear ice cream. I could not eat anything else. And then I remember that part when the doctor and the nurses were seeing my head and seeing that caca, and they said, that must be operated away, that must be scratched away, but we cannot do this without losing her hair. She would lose her hair without hurting her. It will hurt her, or we must make an operation. And they really were discussing under each other over what they had to do. And then they were asking me, and do you want to stay in the hospital? Do you want that operation, or do you want to go home? And then I said, I want to go home, because somehow it was clear that I could die by this operation. I don't know why. They just let me feel it, that it could be that I die, that I do not overlive this operation. So I choose again to live and go home. And then they said, but when you go home, you must wash your hair. And I promised that, but I never did. Because when I would wash my hair, my mom would come and kill me. With soap. Just with washing me with soap. She would kill me. She would hold her word. And I knew that. And then but before I could really leave the hospital, they said, okay, we let you go, but we must make another test. And then I could go in that room, in that playroom for children. And there was another boy and me and an adult person, I don't know, woman or man. And she holds something in her hand, and she would write, look, and write, and look, and write. And then I went to this person and said, hey, what do you have here? What do you write here? What are you doing here? What are you writing here? I find that not fair that you are watching me like that and that you are writing things here. This is like private, you know. You should not do this. Then they said, yeah, we have to find out if he can leave you. If he can, if he can let you go home or not. For this we had normally a fächer. I have them, but now I don't have here. I could get one. I could stop. By the way, a little bit. Wait and make a pause. So, sorry. Which one fits best? You see, I just do this when I had to do this when I'm tired. Which one fits the best? This. I wanted the white, but I didn't found this. Or this. Yeah, I don't know. That is a little bit düster. I did not diet. It was also not something happy, so I choose blue. Yeah, choose blue. Come in, dogs. Come in, dog. Okay. Where have you been with that breathing thing? Yeah, with blue. This was also when my sister had birthday. She had a blue dress, a very nice blue dress, and I had a dark blue dress, which was not so nice, but also kind of a princess dress, but not so nice one. And she had a very light blue one, very nice. And I, on my birthday, then I took her dress. It was a little bit not fitting. It was like in the Cinderella when they took her shoe. I pushed myself into that little dress before my mom could see anything. When the children came to the party, I was already in the dress, and mom said, but that's not your dress. And I said, yes, but that's a nice dress, and I don't have any nice dress. So I took my sister's dress. Because I don't have any nice. I had only a really ugly one. I could even show you pictures of that ugly dress. And I made myself a plastic crown that I had. And then I didn't take a crown, I just chose the nice dress. And so I was cool at that party. The children loved me, and we had a cool party. My mom did a very good party. We had sweets, candies were hanging all around in the flat, and we could find our play blind cow and get them with our mouse and other things. Yeah, it was then cool. But my mom was telling this to my dad, that I stole the dress of the sister. I would say I just borrowed the dress of my sister because I just needed it that one day, and then I brought it back and without any damage, because it just left open on the rack. So it got not damaged really, it was just fine. And I think I got hurt, but I cannot remember, from my dad. And then all the things happened also in that time. Um, I'm so tired. I need to do that tomorrow. No, I tell further. I Yeah, they let me go home. They let me go home, and there was that thing where my dad nearly also hurt me till death. When they was also in that Hünenberg, where we lived in Hünenberg, in the same place. Um, when they made the playground for some other houses near, very near, they made a lake. They wanted to make a hill in the middle of that playground, and around would be like around a castle, a little river, and then they had that big hill made out of only earth, wet earth, and that lake. And I did take some very wood. That's why I show here that wood here. Maybe, I don't know, I just wanted to restore it. It looked like that better, but one pieces. And I let that it floated on that lake, and we had like in Venedig that things I took to come from to go to the hill, which was in middle of that lake, and back. And then I would ask the children for stones to pay the ticket for. I brought them then on that wood to the hill or back. And we played that the whole day. So I was the ferryman. I was the man who all sagas delivers the dead to the living to the dead and back. Back would not be normal, but I did it. To the hill and back, to the hill and back. And we got wet and dirty as hell. And it could be that I got there very ill because of that. And my mom was not hitting me, she was quiet. She said, I will tell Daddy. And Daddy would hit me so bad that it hurts. And then I had to stay at home 3 weeks, just home, be closed in my room, but I could not hold that out. Here also my my friends, boys, the girls played other things that mostly boys would play with me in the dirty and wet thing in the autumn. The girls were more play in the summer, playing princesses and playing stars and getting dressed and getting makeup. And we went in all the flats, but we were allowed. We weren't allowed to go in that flat from that woman which were living in the first ground. And when in the summer, when she was taking her son in the bikini, one little girl went there and just took down her trousers, and then all smiled and ran away. And I was stalling from a little bit far away because I didn't want to get hurt all the time. And I said to them, don't do that, or not we get all hurt from our parents. But I did that. Lila did that. Lila was very cool. I found her cool. I adore her for doing this. And this lady would even then let us play with, they just went in and inspected the whole flat and found so many nice dresses and always tulle, nice negligees, long negligees with riffles, like for a princess, like for a sissy, bath coats, everything like that, night dresses, so beautiful. We all were there like, we are in heaven. Oh God, we are ended in heaven. We found paradise. We found a treasure. You know, it was for us girls. That's what I played with the girls, or they with me. We all played that. And that other thing, boys would play more, and I played that with them. It was my idea, so I was like the leader of that. And they loved it, and they came to shout, Colin, come out to play. And I said, I looked out of the window, I'm not allowed. And then I just went out of the door and went there. And then I got really, I could nearly see the wind over it. When I came home, my dad said, you did I go again? And then you know more coming out. You are now the rest of your life locked in, you know. You are now the rest of the life locked in. You're not coming out again. And I think that was the truth till my birthday or something. That could be. And it could be also that I got so ill, not only because of the Kaka, but all came together. The Kaka being wet the whole day, and it could come all together. We don't know. That I had that Entzündung from the brain. So, and then I still did not wash my hair. My dad never said something. But my grandma came in the summer, and she said that fish stinks on the head. That cup of that pot stinks on the head. And my dad had a license to fish, and he was often bringing big fishes home, Schlei, from the Roadsee. And my grandmother, she loved to cook fish. You know, she was a German lady who overlived the war. She knew how to cook fish. And I was watching her, my dad brought them home alive and put them in that bath tube, and I saw them swimming around. And then my grandmother would kill that fish and take off the skin of the fish, and one of these schuppen I found on my head, and it was stinky very much, of course. After 40 years being on my head under Kaka and under skin, yeah, that will stink. So my skin stink. You see, I did too late react. I must do that early, quicker. Do this instead of doing that. What be this? So I retired. We talk further over that on another day. Then when we moved to Calm, that was it for me. And I went to the kindergarten, and later, after 1 year kindergarten, we moved then to Calm. And now I go sleep. I go asleep. Otherwise I fall down and sleep. My eyes hurts, and I just can no more. I will tell them the story further. Maybe as a fish made once. Yeah, I could tell a lot about all my life, and I do this. Actually, I wanted to have a ghostwriter, so I'm now my own ghostwriter. It's easy to write a book when I have the story, so I go story for story and then write that book, and then I write this scene, and then I write this scene. So it's easier when I tell my life, and I just started somewhere, because it's so difficult where to start and what title and how it comes up. But this goes endless. This is like Scarlett O'Hara or something that is about the whole life. Then a lot of capitals coming, but this was tough, you know. This one here, where's the Kakadu? It's the because it ended not. I stink further and stink further till the governments came. But this next time. Bye for today. Nighty night, good night. Dream sweet. Stay healthy, stay alive, you all, and see you tomorrow or another day.